Hello, everyone. Welcome to Consolve webinar. Today we will talk about how to escape frequent problem of our customers, uh, manual workarounds. Thank you for joining us today. We will give a few minutes another participant to join, and then we get started. Today, we focused on very practical topic, how to connect Smartsheet environments hosted on EU with other business systems and how to more move from manual data handling to automated workflows. My name is Elena. I will be your moderator today. We will focus on topic related to connectivity inside the business structure. We will share typical issues our clients face and present our solution. We will share this solution free of charge with you. So even today, you can try to use it. Before we begin, a quick note, please pay attention to Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Ask your questions, and we will address them at the end of the session. Let me introduce our speakers. Today with us, Ina Popko, Principal and Consultant at Consolvet, and Valentin Kravtsov, who led the development of the connector we're introducing today. Ina, I will give you a mic.
Thank you very much, Elena. I appreciate it. Thank you for organizing the webinar, and thank you participants for joining us today. I'd like to tell you a few words about Consolvet. Consolvet is a Swiss-based company. We also have an office in Ukraine. We are a consulting company, and we work for 13 years with business transformation projects. We do management of information systems for our clients, and we optimize their processes from big scale, from organizing the huge business transformation programs for the entire business to smaller scale projects like this integration that we're going to show you today, or we also partner with Smartsheet. So we implement Smartsheet and onboard our clients with Smartsheet as well. And we have also implemented lots of integrations with different business systems, also custom integrations that I will touch base on a little bit today as well. So our main goal is to bridge the gap between dispersed business systems in the company and make sure that the business eliminates manually data entry processes. Elena?
Thank you, Ina. Let's continue to the solution itself. And first of all, let's unclose the problem which we see currently in the businesses. Valentin, could you please explain what was not working for businesses working with Smartsheet EU?
Yes, of course. The core issue is quite simple. If your Smartsheet environment is hosted on EU server, there is no native integration with Zapier. Zapier only supports the global Smartsheet version. In practice, this creates a gap. Companies that rely on Smartsheet EU cannot connect it directly to other systems such as CRM platforms, communication tools, or reporting systems.
So what do they do instead?
They fall back manually process, exporting data, uploading files into other systems, copying and re-entering information.
And this becomes not just inefficient, but also risky.
Exactly. There are two main problems. First, time. These manual steps slow down operation. Second, accuracy. Every manual action introduces the possibility of errors. And there's also a third issue, which is often underestimated, data usability. When you export data manually, you usually export everything. But in reality, you only need a small part of it. So teams spend additional time filtering, cleaning, and restructuring data before they can use it.
So issue is not just about integration, but actually about how the work gets done.
Yes, and this becomes critical when companies try to scale. Manual processes may work when volumes are small, but once the number of project clients or data points increases, these processes break. At that point, reporting becomes unreliable, decisions are delayed, teams lose trust in the data.
Let's move to the solution. What did you build to address this?
We developed the Smartsheet EU Zapier connector. The goal was simple, to bridge the gap between Smartsheet EU and Zapier and enable automation without requiring custom development for each client. With this connector, Smartsheet EU can act as a data source within Zapier workflows.
It's important thing to notice.
Yes, thank you very much, Olena. So I would like to also mention that, as Olena previously accurately already mentioned, that this particular solution we're going to go over today, we can invite you to test it and use it free of charge. We will be covering further during this webinar what functionality we have in the connector and what functionality we don't have. So this particular functionality that is developed right now, it is free of charge. And so because it is free of charge, we do not support it regularly. So if at any point in time, let's say tomorrow or in 2 months, Zapier or Smartsheet changes something in their API, because we're using their Smartsheet and Zapier API to build this solution. So if they change something on their side, there could be disturbance in the usage of this app, and so we do not really maintain it on a daily basis. However, as far as I know, Smartsheet and Zapier API do not change that often to break the solution. So in any case, at this point, it is free of charge, so we will be happy to share it with you for testing purposes.
Great. So what changes for the businesses when this implemented?
Several things. First, manual work is eliminated. Second, data becomes more structured and predictable. Third, teams can work with only the data they actually need. For example, instead of exporting full datasets with dozens of columns, you can select specific fields, process them automatically, send them to another system. This reduces both effort and complexity. Basically, flow looks like this. Retrieving data from Smartsheet EU API, then transforming it into the required Zapier format within the connector. Zapier then outputs the processed data, making it available for transfer to any subsequent step within the Zapier workflow. To begin, visit the page shown on your screen and submit the form with a request. You will receive the email with terms of use for the connector. Please reply to this email saying that you agree to the terms. It generally says that we are not supporting the solution on regular basis, and after that you will receive the invite to use the connector from Zapier. Also, you will need a Zapier account. You must have Smartsheet admin access to the required information. You don't have to have an admin account, only admin access. Also, you will need to generate an API token in Smartsheet, which will be used to connect Zapier with Smartsheet. You will also need the Smartsheet ID, and also no coding skills required. So to create your first app, you need to receive and accept the connector invitation from console. Create a new zap and set up a trigger select the Smartsheet EU connector in Zapier, authorize the connector using your API token, select the action to retrieve data from Smartsheet, and enter the sheet ID. Once configured, test the trigger to fetch the data, then set up data mapping or processing, and configure the data transfer to your destination service. After these steps, your main Zap will be ready for testing, scheduling, and full-scale operation.
Let's briefly walk through how this works in practice.
Sure. Using Zapier connector, we will show an example of how to set up data transfer from Smartsheet EU to other systems. To begin, after you contact us and receive an invitation to use Zapier connector, you need to open it and accept the invitation. After that, you need to create a new Zap. A Zap is a flow with steps that will move data from Smartsheet to other services. For this example, we will use an already created flow. We'll review its steps, test it, and check the results. First, we create a trigger. We will use a simple one of this, checking data every hour. Next, we add an action using the Smartsheet EU connector. To add an action using our connector, search EU and connect to the Smartsheet EU connector. We have already added and configured step. So when you add a connector, you need to select the get sheet action and retrieve all data from the sheet. After that, connect your Smartsheet account. You will need to enter your Smartsheet EU API key. Then add the sheet ID. You can find it in Smartsheet under properties, this value. After adding it, test the step. Yeah. As a result, you will see all data from your sheet. Next, we add a step that allows us to work with each item from that array. For this, we use looping by Zapier step. In this step, we set up mapping to select the columns we need for the next steps. Also, we can or test it. Yeah. And see, we have only needed columns from each row from Smartsheet. And only the required fields are included instead of the full table. Now we move to the steps where we send the data. In this example, we use Google Sheets, but you can use any connector you need. Here, map the data to the correct fields. For example, the project name column will receive data from the project name field. The status column will receive data from the status field, and so on. Then we can test this step. At the moment, our Google Sheet is empty. When we run the test, it should be add the first row using data from the first row in Smartsheet EU. So let's test it. As you can see, the data was successfully transferred from Smartsheet EU to Google Sheet. In this way, you can use Smartsheet EU Zapier connector to send data to any service that can be connected through Zapier.
Thank you very much, Valentin, for the demo. And now the question is following. Can you please give several practical examples how companies can use it in practice and in which departments or business cases it could be implemented?
Yeah. In sales, teams can sync project data into CRM systems. In operations, updates from Smartsheet can be sent to communication tools or dashboards. In reporting, data can be automatically transferred into a BI system. And in finance, approved data can be pushed into accounting platforms.
And what about security?
No data is stored in the connector. Everything works through API access. Permissions are fully controlled by Smartsheet account. If user lose access to a sheet, the integration will stop working.
What about best practices?
We believe in small steps lead to big results. That's why we suggest you start with a single process, evaluate where you enter data manually and where it can possibly be automated. Select a high impact case and start with one sheet. Map the data, validate the accuracy, and avoid trying to automate everything at once. So those are some of the best practices that we often use. And start from a single department and expand the process in other departments of your organization. We also would like to pay attention to the triggers that you can use for Zapier connector. So the integration can work on as triggered basis. For example, if a new row is added on a sheet, push this information from the row to another service like CRM or any financial system, any service you use. Or it could be scheduled, for example, once a day. This is very important for Zapier connector because this affects the cost of integration. So Zapier costs, we're not experts in Zapier per se, so we built the connector. However, our research, the research that we've done so far on the pricing of Zapier, it's based on so-called zaps. And so the more zaps you use, the more basically you pay for Zapier. So we just wanted to point attention to something like this, since you will need to manage your subscription for Zapier yourself. And when you make a decision about subscription that you buy and the triggers that you choose for your integration, be mindful of this factor. And most likely the scheduled daily run will cost less. However, it would depend on your case. So something to think about in this case that we reviewed with one of our clients. It was actually could be unpredictable and high rocket expensive if it was triggered based. So, but it would depend on your particular process that you have. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, we do have currently some specific workflow that is available in our connector. In particular, the one that Valentin showed you today. So the connector currently allows you pushing data from Smartsheet to another source, another service that Zapier supports. Of course, there could be more functionality that would be possible. For example, adding attachments, adding discussion to a row, adding data to Smartsheet, copying workspaces. So there could be more functionality and triggers. For those functionality, this is something that we will be happy to discuss with you and add as a project working with you. Currently, the connector that you can use from tomorrow is the one that Valentin has showed you on the screen. So I know that the webinar today is about Zapier and Smartsheet EU connector. However, at Consolvit, we are bigger fans of custom integrations. And on the next slide, we will show you later examples of business systems that we've integrated so far. I'm personally passionate about integrations, business systems and integrations. In my opinion, nowadays, it is super important to have sort of like a data lake for any business, and just make sure that you're not dependent on changing business processes and changing business systems, so that you own your integrations, you own your data, and you can also have flexibility. All of this is possible to achieve with custom integrations. We often use Python to make sure that the integration is fast, and we store them on secure services like AWS, Azure. Whenever we create custom integrations, we always make sure that you own them, and they are stored somewhere in your environment, and you're 100% in charge of your data and integration. So this would be something like an alternative to Zapier integration. Zapier integration has some pros as well. If you do not, like Valentin mentioned today, you do not need any programmer or coding knowledge to set it up. You just map the fields, and your integration is working. Some of the cons is that the cost may be not predictable. It costs much less upfront than custom integration. However, long term, it could be costly if the integration is running on a daily basis. And it has just less flexibility. So sometimes for some bigger corporate solutions, that might not be the right fit. However, if it is the right fit, we would be happy to also get with you on a call and help you map your flow and set it up if that's something that would be more efficient. Alana, can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, I would like to take a few minutes to show you like examples of some of the custom integrations that we've been doing. Some of them are also possible to do with Zapier. For example, QuickBooks is on the right-hand side. So this the green logo. There is a possibility to integrate data with QuickBooks Online, for example, using Zapier. However, with QuickBooks Desktop, Zapier is just not functioning in that case. So whenever Zapier cannot do its job, we, in that case, write custom integrations as well. So these are just some examples of different business systems that we integrated over the years. So there's project management systems, business intelligence for data analytics and visualization, accounting, financial systems, and document management, and many more. So, Elena, can we go next? Yeah, these are just some of the examples of the Smartsheet architecture solutions that were built, and in this case, those who know Smartsheet, the green, we represent the dashboards this way on this diagram. Yellow are the reports, and blue are sheets. So if you use Zapier connector, of course, your data would go on a sheet in Smartsheet. Same thing using custom integrations. So this is an example of a corporate environment where they had 11 offices and multiple departments. And yeah, so from company where they had 5 people entering data manually every day, they actually became like a fully automated business. So the projects were created on the fly, and data was coming from their CRM system and financial system into Smartsheet without loss of time. So all of this can be achieved by various integrations. Yes, thank you, Elena. So this is an example of integration data flows. And as you can see, so there's different business systems that are connected. And so here in the middle of the screen, I don't know how to point with an arrow here, sorry. But in the middle of the screen where you have the box, yes, the job. So this is an example of a Smartsheet project. So I'm not sure how your Smartsheet is built right now, but the best practice is to have a project folder in a folder. And all your sheets and reports are in some folders, and then a dashboard. So of course you can integrate your financials, your data from sales systems, CRM, and you can insert all of that into Smartsheet. And yeah, never worry about not being informed again. Is it still me, Olena, or you? Me? Yeah.
Yes, we invite everyone to join us for a short consultation, and maybe you will describe more in details how it will go and what we can offer.
Sure. Yeah, we will be happy to get with you on a call. So we had some cases when actually it happens to me all the time when the company, they have a need and they think that they need I don't know, automation X, and then we go over their process and it appears that actually the root cause of the issue was something different. So we're happy to meet with you before you make any decisions, before you buy the Zapier package that maybe is not going to be the right fit, or before you decide whether you need Zapier or not. We will be happy to get with you on a 30 minutes free consultation call and go over your process. So at Consolvit, we focus on the business process. For us, we've been in this business for 13 years, and before business transformation was a buzzword. And for us, your process is important. We do not care about what kind of technology is out there. We work with any technology you guys choose and you have in your company. So we first evaluate the process, the need, the business need, and then we can together decide on the best path forward for you. So I'll be happy to get on a call with you and see if Zapier even is the right fit for you. But if you feel like testing it or using it, feel free to email us or contact us through this form and through the form that Valentin showed you on the screen. And yeah, we will be happy to share it with you, and you're welcome to use it. Hopefully it helps you save time.
Yes, let me pay your attention to the screen. You see the QR code, which will lead you to the form where you can submit your request, and we will contact you for this consultation. It's not a, I should add that it's not a sales call. We will talk about you, about your business, about your troubles, and how we can address this. So feel free to submit your request. And all of these materials I will share with you via email, so you will have all this information also. And now it's time for Q&A. I see some questions here. Let me just look in the box. So the first question was if we can share customized data with multiple users from a single source master data. Valentin had replied, but can you please elaborate more on this topic, Valentin?
Yeah, I answered this in Q&A, but also I need to add if you use Zapier team plan, you have a few additional things what you can use. It's enable sharing to connections. It's also what you're asking about using one source master data. And also you can share already configured Zap with the team. It's also available if you use Zapier team plan.
Great, thank you. The next question was from Martin Cook, and it says, can the Zapier connector be used to transfer data from our CRM to Smartsheet EU? For example, when an opportunity in Capsule CRM changes to the loan order, we want to add this to Smartsheet.
Yes, I can take this question. So we are, as the flow that Valentin showed you today, it pushes data from Smartsheet to other sources. We're adding this week this functionality that would allow to insert data on the Smartsheet sheet. Yeah, this functionality should be available there in May. This is probably going to be the last functionality that we'll be adding to the free Zapier. So everything else we would do it on a project base, but this functionality we do plan to add in our free Zapier connector.
Thank you very much. So I see no more questions currently. Maybe you have several. Please add. To summarize, Smartsheet EU environments lack native Zapier integration, and we decided to address this and to suggest it to our customers free of charge. And our connector enables automated workflows without development and allows company to scale their operations more effectively. So you can test the automated flow used to work in a different way, and then maybe scale this to certain extent. At Consolvit, we have companies decide and implement these systems, and if this is relevant for you, please contact us. And thank you very much for joining us today.
And we will be also sharing the slides and this presentation with the attendees, right, Elena?
Yes, for sure, via email. You left during the
Thank you very much.
registration.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a great success with your automation processes.
Thank you, Valentin. Good job.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.